guys, and welcome to this edition of Ride and Talks, and today I'm going to be talking about hair stuff. Just kind of my overall hair journey, bleaching, products I like and don't like, stuff like that. So I've kind of always been having crazy stuff done to my hair. Like, my mom's mom did crazy stuff to my hair when I was a kid, and I also used to cut my hair a lot, which is why I'm not really a stranger to the pixie cut. I know when I did it the first time as a public figure, a lot of people were kind of shocked, but it wasn't that crazy to me. I just felt kind of free and happy because it was something I hadn't done since I was a kid, you know? When I got into my teenage years, early on, my grandma on my dad's side started dyeing my hair strawberry blonde. And that was definitely not one of my favorite looks, but it was also something that I didn't necessarily have control over because I was kind of coming into my own still. So when I got into, I would say like the 15, 16 area, and I was getting that rebellious teen phase and I wanted to be emo or whatever, I dyed my hair black and I really enjoyed it, and I obviously kept it for a while because I went light again like right after I graduated high school, but I went back to black hair almost immediately, and I kept it for a while. At some point, me and my sister decided, oh, let's take these cheap box dyes, which we'll talk about those later, and let's put them on your hair, like one after the other. And I had, you know, collarbone length hair at the time, and my hair was coming out in chunks. I mean, it was blonde, but it wasn't doing so well. So I was kind of thinking of getting my hair cut short anyway, and it was kind of the push I needed. So I went to the hairstylist. She was like, what have you done? And I was like, oops. So I let her cut off all of my hair, and I had this crazy pixie cut that was like, you know. And that's when I started dyeing my hair a lot in close succession. I mean, I had like red, then pink, then purple, then blue, like close succession. Almost twice, I think, at least, some of the colors in the first month. And of course that wasn't super nice to my hair, and a couple months down the line, I eventually fried my hair to the point where it wouldn't hold color at all. I mean, it was a pixie cut that was like platinum blonde, but it also had hints of every single other color I'd ever put in it, just like a tint in certain strands and certain lengths and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm blonde, I'm looking so good. And then as soon as I wanted to change it, I could not because my hair would not hold color. It had no protein, it had nothing to it, it was just straw. It was bad. So I kind of had to treat my hair nice for a while, you know. I went to a natural color and let my hair regain all of its natural oils, and I grew it out for a while. And then I went to a hairstylist and I was like, cut it super duper short, just cut so much stuff off of it. To the point where a lot of my length after it was cut was just brand new fresh hair. So I tried to bleach the best way I knew how, and of course it was definitely a lot less damaged at that point. And I started learning from then on how to take better and better care of myself and my hair. So over the years I've had pretty much every hair color you can think of. I had like a nice vibrant toxic green, different shades of purple, and I've loved it, honestly. I don't think I've ever put a hair color on my hair that I didn't like. I've had products and brands that I don't like, but personally, there's never been a hair color that I haven't liked. And I kind of just go with what the mood and what the vibe is and what I'm feeling when I dye my hair. Some brands I like, brands I don't like. First and foremost, I do not use box dyes anymore. I used to. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that I didn't used to use box dyes because everybody makes mistakes and it's important to learn from mistakes. I also don't use like those like 40 and 30 volume bleach kits from like Manic Panic and like other brands like that come in the little plastic and they have the bowl and the gloves and the cap and stuff because they seem like they're really convenient. But honestly, I don't see any difference between them and box bleach, you know, that you could get from anywhere. I eventually started going to like a beauty store and actually buying, you know, legitimate like beauty brand bleach powder and like 20 volume developer. And I'm saying this like as somebody who has learned from trial and error. 30 volume and 40 volume developer are not necessary. They're really, really not, because no matter what you do to your hair, lightening is a process. So I always use 10 or 20 volume developer. So I really like Ion Color Brilliance Brights, like their whole line of like bright semi-permanent hair dyes, because you literally, first of all, you just squeeze it out of the tube and put it on your hair, and it sticks pretty well. I've never had an issue with too much washout with their colors. I would say that some of their colors stick to my hair better than others, but ultimately, other than that, like, I would say they're one of my more favorite brands. The red is definitely the first red I ever used on my hair, and it's the red that, like, I continue to go back to, other than recently when I switched, which I'll get to that. I also started trying this brand that I found on Instagram called Lunar Tides, and they come in little jars, you know, kind of like Manic Panic, and it's a nice, thick, gooey, like, consistency, and I was very surprised with it because I put the color True Lust, which is the color they came out recently with, on my hair, and it just bonded to it. And I had bright red hair for a while. I mean, it really stuck to me. And I mean, even just trying one dye from a brand and having it, like, work so well, it just blew me away. And of course, the formula also smelled really good, so that's always a plus for me. As for dyes that I'm not a huge fan of, I've never been a big Manic Panic fan. Personally, it's never really stuck to my hair super well. I don't really like how the formula is so thin, and, like, you kind of have to have a really, like, thin, light hair to have it stick to you at all. I need something that's a little bit thicker, that's like a gel, kind of a pasty thing. I've also never been a big fan of Pravana, specifically because it just smells like eggs. Just that horrible, awful, like, ugh smell. Like, why? It is not necessary. I used their lighter green to mimic this electric, like, atomic green I had gotten about a year before, and it just, ugh. It was like this ugly, yucky, yellow green, and I immediately had to order something, like, vastly darker just to cover it. I would say I'm not a huge fan of Pulp Riot, just because initially it would go on my hair really well, and, like, my hair would be vibrant on the first wash, but literally the second wash, it would not even be a graceful washout. It would be like a, yeah, crap washout, you know? Obviously, since the last YouTube video I did, I've gone significantly lighter with my hair color, and I also got a haircut. I just kind of wanted to go lighter. I was just motivated to go lighter, and it was pretty much right after I got a cut. And when I lightened it the first time, you know, I used bleach powder 20 volume developer, and I left it on very, like, short time. I checked it, I kept on it. And it went up to a nice, like, coppery, browny orange. So I took all of my loose dyes that I had around that were just, like, teeny tiny bit left in the pot, and I mixed up some red with some orange with a bunch of purples and pinks, and I made this nice, like, thick, dark red that would take to, you know, the dark color I already had, and I had a pretty cool, like, nice, dark, red, orange thing going on. And I kept that for a while my hair regained its oils from the first time that I had bleached it. I had lightened it. And then about, you know, I would say a week ago, I decided, alright, I'm just gonna, like, put bleach on this, you know, nice fade I have going. Because it was fading to, like, orange-red, but it was still very vibrant and still, you know, kind of dark. So I mixed the same mixture as before, left it on the same amount of time, and I came out with this nice, like, peachy, blonde, orange mix that I have going on that I absolutely am, like, living for right now. It's always awesome when a hair color comes out of just trying to lighten your hair, you know? It's always fun and relieving to not have to do so much more with your hair, or not have to worry about, oh, well, I'm going to look bad until I have to lighten it again, because I do feel like that's the issue a lot of people have. Because at the core of it, like, you can't just bleach your hair up and have it blonde, especially if you have black hair. Like, it's just not going to work. Lightening your hair is a process, and, like, if you can't get at least like a nice solid color that you like in the process, like I know it's not fun, and a lot of people see, you know, those box dyes or see tutorial videos on the internet of people doing quick bleach jobs where, you know, they royally screw up the texture of their hair, and they prefer to have it the fast way. But I would say honestly and deeply, like, it's a lot better to do it the hard way, which honestly has never been that difficult for me, and I honestly feel like I come out with a lot better results this way. So just some things I've learned, I guess, through trial and error over the years doing hair stuff. First and foremost, fading happens. You cannot prevent your hair from fading forever. The only thing you can do is take really good care of it so that your hair color stays longer and fades naturally and gracefully, so that you're not putting, you know, hot pink on your hair and then washing it, you know, and then ending up with bubblegum pink, you know. You want to definitely space out your washes and have it nice and, you know, pretty and stuff, because no matter what color you do, you're going to have fade. And I know a lot of people don't like to have their hair faded, but you genuinely and honestly just have to own it and love it and enjoy it and feel good about it. And also, fading is a really, really, really great way to move from color to color. Because once you take a red and you fade it, you can go any color that has red in it. Pink, purple, orange. You have 3 new color options, and then you could just go back to red if you want to. So that's another color option. Like, 100% do not have to bleach your hair every single time you want to change your color. So I think that covers it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my ranting and raving and whatnot. Hopefully I will have a new review for you guys soon. I definitely have toys sitting at the side that, like, I should have reviewed forever ago. So, thanks guys!